What's up, y'all? I'm back. Okay, the last video I did got deleted. I ain't mean to delete it, but it got deleted, and I ain't like that. So I'm back. If y'all was just in the video, y'all probably like, what in the world? She doing the back-to-back video. I didn't mean to do that, but however, I feel like I'm gonna do another video, but this time I'm just gonna pick a topic, and this is going to be a ride home video with me. Okay, so if it's your first time joining me, welcome to the live. This is Tasha checking in with a video. Okay, it's a ride home video, and if you was on the first live, my bad for coming back, but however, it got deleted. So we're going to talk about like the topic says, Kamala or Trump, why or why not, as we get closer to the presidential election, which is 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away. Okay, y'all. So who do y'all have? I'm going to start it off because there's nobody in the room yet. YouTube is probably letting y'all know, and YouTube probably like, did she mean to go live? Because again, like I said, my video got deleted, and I didn't mean for that to happen. So hopefully YouTube will let y'all know that I'm in the room, that I'm live. So let me give it like a few minutes and let's see what happens, because I don't know if they let people know back to back. It wasn't right away back to back, but it was kind of back to back. So let me just wait a second. Dang, I need a tissue, and I don't have no more tissues or no more napkins. Oh, that's so frustrating. I'm gonna have to buy some tissue, because especially this time of year, you need to keep some tissue in your car. You definitely need to keep some tissue in your car. All right, y'all. So again, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this video. All right, y'all. So I'm probably gonna get some tomatoes thrown for this video. However, people who know me know I don't care. I don't care what nobody say about me at this point in my life. I don't like to ruffle feathers. I don't. However, I have a mind of my own. I don't care what people think about how I feel about a matter, because I have a voice that God has given me, and I have a mind that he's given me, and I have thoughts that he's given me. And so in this generation, you got to have thick skin if you want to survive. And so I'm one of them people that has that thick skin. So we're gonna get into this topic. Okay, we're gonna get into this topic. All right, so hopefully y'all can see me, hear me, that my car isn't too loud, and that the live is coming through clearly. I am driving home, but I wanted to get this topic off my chest, especially because Kamala had an interview yesterday on Fox News where she talked and hitting questions that she could not answer. Okay, and so we're gonna talk about it. All right, y'all. So what's up? I can't see you. If I'm not responding to you, what you're saying, that's because I'm driving and the sun is in my face. So if you're saying something, when I get to a light, I'm gonna respond. Nobody, what's up, nobody? That's an interesting name. All right, so hopefully y'all can hear me coming through, see me coming through. All right, Kamala or Trump. So last night, y'all, Kamala went on Fox 5, and they asked her some hard questions, right? If y'all don't know who Kamala Harris is, she is the Vice President of the United States, right? She's currently running for president. And they asked her a couple of questions. One of the questions they asked her was, does she think she and Biden did a bad job of border protection? She could not answer it. Not only did they ask her, did she think that they did a bad job, but why did she let so many immigrants in, and what is the amount of immigrants that she let into the U.S.? She didn't answer that either, okay? She never answers her question. Instead of answering her questions, what she did do was she blamed Trump for every single thing. Every single thing that is wrong under their presidential reign. Okay, so every single thing that was wrong under the Biden administration, she blamed Trump. And I'm like, how is that possible when he's not even in office? So how are you blaming him for you all having a horrible run of the last 4 years? Okay, so anyway, we're gonna talk about it. So whenever I talk to a Kamala supporter, I always want to know, why are you voting for her? And this is my question I will throw out to the people. If anyone in the room is voting for Kamala Harris, can you tell me why you are voting for her? Okay, I would tell you why I'm not voting for her. Okay, so when Trump ran the first time, right, this conversation amongst a lot of people was very unpopular. People did not want to know if you rocked with Trump. They was like, you better not vote for him, blah, blah, blah. And it was like a lot of people was nervous and scared to come out and say that they supported him, right? Because it was an overwhelming presence of, if you're black, you gotta vote Democrat, and you better not vote for Trump, who is for the billionaires, so they like to say, right? But now a new day has arrived, and people are sick of the same old thing that the Democrats have done for the past 12 years that they've kind of controlled the presidential office. And so now people are starting to wake up and say, look, we need to do something different because this is a bad run of our country at this point. Okay. And so one reason I realized that I cannot vote for the, what you say? Nobody said step it up in here. Double tap your screen to like the stream. Is free, and subscribe. Help the algorithm. Thank you for saying that, nobody. Thank you. That is so true. I was able to read that just now. Okay, so I can tell you why I'm not a fan of hers. Okay, number one, or just not of hers, but of the Democratic Party. Number one, they do not align with my religious beliefs. Okay, I'm a Christian, and a lot of things that they do and support is something that I do not align with. They are very much for abortions. They are very much for supporting the LGBT community. They are very much for abortions, LGBT community. They very much work for the poor and middle class. They make it seem as if you have to stay under the government's rule of begging them for help. They just do not have the best interests of the people at heart, in my opinion. And this is my opinion. On the flip side, the Republican Party, they do align with a lot of things that I believe. I don't believe in abortions. I do not hate anyone that is of the LGBT community. However, I don't agree with their lifestyle. I do feel like the government needs to have a stricter rule on people that receive their assistance. I don't feel that you should stay on government assistance for your whole entire life. Maybe there can be a set term, and then you have to get off of it and work and contribute to society like everyone else has to. So those are the reasons that I very much don't agree with one side and I agree with the other side. Okay, now am I saying that everything that Republican Party do is right? No, I'm not saying everything the Republican Party does is right. Okay, what I am saying is that at this point I do not feel that Kamala Harris would be the best fit for our country. And these are all my opinions. So I respect everybody. Please respect me. If you want to say anything, feel free to say anything about what I'm saying, or say your point on who you're choosing in the whole matter. If you are in the U.S. and you're voting, you know, these are just my thoughts. These are just my thoughts. I don't feel she's ready to take on office, because if she cannot answer simple questions that was under their administration, then how can she handle going before other leaders of other countries and being able to discuss issues with them and have a conversation with them? How will other countries respect her if she cannot put into words and express her plan and be able to have a conversation without getting flustered or upset? On that Fox 5 interview, he pressed her out very well, and she ended up getting flustered. She ended up getting upset at certain points. And a lot of people would say, oh, well, he wouldn't let her talk. He did let her talk. But the thing is that every time she begins to talk, she starts to give you that humdrum, melodramatic tone. Like, we have to just do it. We don't want this. We don't want that. She gets into that whole little Mickey Mouse sounding thing. And the guy was just like, look, cut through the crap. Answer this question and answer it. Don't go into blaming somebody else or telling us a story or talking so long that people end up forgetting what the question was, because she does that a lot. Okay, so yeah, that Fox 5, if y'all have not seen that interview, go on YouTube, look up the interview, and I promise you, she was, to me, embarrassing, like very embarrassing. And I don't think she's ready. I don't think she's ready. I think that if she go and get the training that she needs, if she goes and actually does, she needs to fire her whole team for real, because I don't know who told her that the Fox 5 interview this late in the game was a good idea. I don't understand that. I don't know who told her that. Whoever told her that is not her friend. I feel like she shouldn't have done it. She should not have done that interview. She shouldn't have done it. It hurt her more than helped her. And some people may say, oh, you know, that interview, she did a good job. This guy at my job annoys me, y'all, because me and him can talk. I don't mind talking about anything with somebody. I don't mind talking about politics. If we can agree to disagree, right? And we still cool. This guy at my job, though, every time we have a conversation about Trump and Kamala, he never has any, he says what he wants to say about Trump, and then when I come back at him with, well, this is what happened with Kamala, he never allows me to speak and tell him what happened with her. He always be like, oh no, that's da 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 da, and then he runs off out of the room, right? Typical Kamala Harris supporter. So it's just kind of like, I would love to sit down and have a real conversation with a Kamala Harris supporter. I really, really would, because the ones that I try to have a conversation with and find, they never want to have a conversation. And I'm just like, what are you afraid of? We're just going to sit down and crunch facts and discuss why we're voting for this person or why we're not voting for this person or what have you. We just gonna have a discussion. But every time I try to have a discussion with the Kamala Harris person, it never works out. With a supporter, it never works out. I feel that she definitely has, these are the voters she has on lock. She definitely has the older generation on lock, because the older generation is like stuck in their ways. And so if their mom was a Democrat and their grandmother was a Democrat and their sister was a Democrat and all that, if they came from a whole family of Democrats, 9 times out of 10, they're going to vote Democrat no matter what you say. You could say Kamala burned down 3 houses in neighborhood and they don't care. So they're going to vote Democrat. So most of them, they're going to vote Democrat no matter what. the older generation. Then you got the people who don't like Trump, okay? So they're going to vote Democrat just off the strength of, we don't like him, I don't like what he says or whatever. Nothing. They're not looking at none of his policies. They're not looking at J.D. Vance, which I think is a very great help for his campaign. They're not looking at any of that. They're just hopping on the fact that I don't like him, and so I'm not voting for him. So then you have those people. Then you have the people that are undecisive and they don't know which way to go, and so because their friends scare them into thinking that they have to vote Democrat, they're gonna go ahead and vote Democrat so that they be with the cool kids and not on the outside, you know. So those are the three groups of people I feel that she has on lock. So, you know, but we shall see. I mean, the election is 3 weeks away. It is on November 5th. Early voting has started, definitely here in Georgia. Now I'm on the way home now, so if I go past the school that's near my house, so I may very well stop in there and see if they're allowing early voting today. However, I don't know if that's true because school is in session, so I don't know how that's going to work. So I may roll past the school and see if I can early vote today, but voting definitely starts November 5th. And I mean, voting day, election day is November 5th. And at that point, after they count them, y'all still here? Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Hold up. I'm sorry, y'all. My phone, child. I love my iPhone. Hold up. Let me wipe off my camera. Because it's a little blurry. Alright. I'm sorry, y'all. I love my iPhone, but child, the iPhone got hot. And when iPhones get hot, they stop, they interrupt the live, or they interrupt whatever you're doing, and it goes on hot mode. And then it doesn't come out of hot mode until the phone cools off. So I don't know. Sorry about that, y'all. My bad. But I'm back. The video got interrupted for a second, but we were talking about Kamala Harris, and we're talking about Trump for the presidential election that is about to be in about 3 weeks. Okay, they do have early voting going on, and so I think some people are taking advantage of that, and I get it, because you don't want to wait until November 5th, because you kind of want, and on that day I believe that schools will be closed. So, but I'm definitely going to be there November 5th and cast my vote. So many years though, which is annoying, so many years I have made, as a black woman, I have been made to feel as if I have to be Democrat because I'm black. Why is that? Why is that? Because the Democratic Party is very much for the poor and middle class people. So in hindsight, are you saying because I'm black, I'm poor and middle class, and so I should vote for Democrat because that's the best party for me? I feel like that's really ridiculous. And then Republicans, you can't be a Republican if you don't have a certain amount of money, or if you don't make a certain amount of money. I think that's also ridiculous. So I'm glad that I live in a generation and I have grown enough to know, and have my own mind enough to know that just because you're from a certain demographic doesn't mean you have to vote one way or the other. You know, I go for the best candidate, you know. However, though, I'm the way it's looking, I'm leaning more towards just I'm a Republican, only because the Democrats don't align with what I believe. So I can't rock with a party that supports largely the LGBTQ community and that supports abortions. What's up, Ace of Spades? What's up? I don't know how this live gonna come out, y'all, because my phone went on burnt mode. iPhones go in that hot mode, and the live was paused for a minute. So I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep this live up. However, though, if you in the live, go ahead. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so we talking politics this morning, and I wanted to talk it because Kamala was on Fox 5 yesterday, and she had a abysmal, disastrous interview on Fox 5. I don't know who her publicist is. Like, why would they have her do Fox 5 so close to the election? I'm like, are you insane? It was a bad look. A bad look. I was just scratching my head like, why would they do this to this lady? Maybe they thought going on Fox 5 would swing some of the Republican voters her way or something. I don't know, because y'all know Fox 5 is a very much conservative broadcasting system, and so I don't know what she was thinking. It was a bad interview. Now, if it was a good interview, even though I'm not voting for her, I would have gave her props, right? I would have been like, oh, okay, well, she did a good interview. But she didn't. The man asked her point blank, period questions. Like, is your favorite color purple? If you were talking to me, I would say yes, my favorite color is purple. He was asking her a question straight like that, and she couldn't even answer it. Like, she just kept going around the question. She didn't answer it. Not only did she not answer the question, she blamed the reason for the border on Trump. How you gonna blame something on a man that's not even in office? His administration isn't even in office right now, and you blaming him for stuff that for the last 3.5 years, Biden administration has been over everything. I just don't get that. What's up, Lydia? Welcome to the live. What's up? She couldn't answer a daggone thing. And y'all know she say the same thing over and over again. We all could probably quote what she's going to do or what her plans is to do. That's all they do is blame. Yes, they point the finger, they blame. But when you point a finger, 3 of them is pointing back at you, Kamala. So, I just don't get it. That man asked her on Fox 5, and this is no disrespect to the man that was interviewing her. I don't remember his name. If y'all do, drop it in the comments. He asked her point blank questions. He said, how many illegal immigrants have you all allowed to come into the country? She couldn't answer that. She says, well, when we first got into office, her and Biden took presidential office, she said one of the first bills that they submitted to Congress, so she going to blame Congress. She said they submitted a bill to fix the border or whatever the bill was. I forgot what the name of it was. The guy did tell us the name of it, okay? Apparently, she's claiming that Congress is the reason why the border stayed broken, okay? Not so, Kamala. Run it back again. Give us something new. Now, you know, I love everybody, and I feel like if somebody wants to leave their country to have a better life for their family, I'm all for that. Like, I am. But you have to do it the right way. You just can't say, oh, my cousin's over there. Let me jump up over in Georgia real quick and kick it with my cousin. No, you can't do that. I can't go in Mexico and be like, you know what? This looks like a good place. I'm staying in Mexico. I'm pretty sure they have rules. But the U.S., for some reason, people feel like that we shouldn't have any rules. Now, because you've had the border open, now because it's so out of control and there are a lot of illegals here, now I believe, and this is my belief, why inflation has went up, housing has went up, food has went up, because all these people are here illegally. Now they have to have somewhere to live. They have to have something to eat. They have to have a job, whether the job is paying them under the table or what have you. And if a job is paying an illegal under the table, that means that's taking a job away from a citizen that could possibly get it legit in the right way. So it was a lot of things that they've allowed to happen under this administration, just off of the strength that they want. Remember, they had that catch and release situation going on where they would catch the illegal, but then they would release them. My thing is, where did you release them to? In the U.S. So what's the point of catching them if you're just going to release them into the U.S.? Now, if you caught them and released them back into their country, okay, I get that. But if you're catching them and releasing them into the U.S., which I think that's what they did, come on. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Under their administration, also, inflation has went sky high. Do y'all know that they have not, FEMA doesn't have any money to bail out Americans. FEMA does not have any money to bail out Americans at this point that go through a struggle. The last two hurricanes, we had Helena and we had Milton. I think Helena was worse. The only thing she was able to give the victims of that hurricane was $750. Why? Because FEMA is broke. They say they don't have any money. They spent too much money on foreign aid. Foreign aid. And they're supposed to be able to help the U.S. citizens, and they were not able to do that. It's so exhausting to think about all of the things under the Biden administration that they have allowed to happen. And now you want us, as the American people, to turn around and let you slap us in the face for 4 more years. I think not. Not for me, anyway. Now, if you choosing to do it, or anybody is choosing to vote that way, hey, that's your prerogative. You can do what you want to do. I'm not the one to tell nobody what to do, how to vote, or nothing like that. What I'm saying is, fact check this lady. Do your research before you run to the polls and vote for her. That's all I'm saying. Do your research. Don't just go to the polls blindly and say, oh, I'm voting for Kamala because my mom was a Democrat, her mom was a Democrat, her mom was a Democrat, my dad was a Democrat. Like, just because it's a generational thing doesn't mean you have to continue in it. Do your research. Do it for yourself. Check out who Kamala really is. Dig deep on her and then make a decision. But people, unfortunately, are not going to do that, because people in this generation are swayed more so with feelings. And if you feel like if I feel like I don't like you, then I don't like you, and you're going to be an op. So that's how they feel about Trump. I don't like him, so he's going to be an op. Forget the fact that under his administration, we didn't have a lot of this money problems going on. Like, let's just keep it 100 for real. It's so high out here right now. Like, child, I went to the grocery store the other day just to grab a couple of things. I wasn't even grocery shopping. I had like 4 bags, and I spent like $66. 4 bags. And so it's just kind of like when Kamala wants to spit this, I understand the middle class is suffering. And then we're like, so what's your plan to help the middle class, Vice President Kamala? Oh, well, I understand the middle class is suffering, and I came from a middle class family, and my mother worked hard, and by the time I was in high school, she bought her first house. I'm like, how is that helping the middle class? The question was, what are you going to do to help the middle class? And she does not have an answer or a solution for how she's going to do that. She doesn't. So, yeah, this election is big. It's a big deal, because I feel like if she wins after the horrible campaign that she has been running, if she wins, I feel like the American people has spoken and really wants to put up with 4 more years of just crap, because She's in office right now, and she's 4 years she's had, and what has she done? Like, what has Biden done? And it's a sad situation because they played in our faces. For real. They really played in our faces. And they did that because the American people voted them in. And it's just kind of like, come on, man. We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. This should not be the direction that we are trying to have our country to go in. Because when they asked on Fox 5, when they asked her what is she gonna do differently than Biden or what have you, and she's just up here saying, well, she's going to be a different president or whatever. She doesn't have any plan to do anything different. All she's going to do is do the same thing, continue the same thing that he did. So I don't know. It's rough. 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 Oh my goodness, man. This it's rough. It's rough. But y'all, I don't know. We'll see what happens on November 5th. In my heart of hearts, I cannot vote for this lady. I cannot. I can't. And it's funny because only people who are not swayed by her fear tactic, because she loves to do that too, and say, well, if Trump gets in office, it's going to be the end of the world and doom and gloom and damnation and all of that. They love to paint that picture so that people can vote for them. But it's just like, come on, like, stop playing in people's face. People are not trying to hear that. They trying to hear solutions. And if you've been in office for the last 4 years and you ain't gave no solutions, why would we put you back in office? That's like if I went to work, if I had a job and I went to work and I did everything wrong at the job, and then my review came up for me to keep the job. Do you think I'm going to keep the job? No, they're going to fire me because I did everything wrong. But she feels like even though she did everything wrong, that she should be given another chance. What's up, Lorraine Hunt? I agree. I can't stand Trump, but I honestly think he'll be better president than her. The lady 4 years has been gloom and doom. Say it again. Say it again for the people in the back. Because I always tell people, I say, I'm not saying Trump is squeaky clean. I'm not saying that he does not have flaws, right? However, y'all can't sit up here and blame this man for everything that has happened over the past 4 years when he hasn't even been in office. She has the audacity and the nerve to go on Fox, and when the man asks her a question, she would not answer it. Not only did she not answer it, she starts blaming Trump for it. And I'm just like, how? He not even in office. I'm confused. Like, how is he the problem with the border? They want to say, oh, because of what he had in place last. Okay, if we gonna rock with what she said, right? He's a problem because of what he put in place last, right? Okay, well, you've been in office for the last 4 years. Change it. If you didn't like what he had in place, change it. That is why you should, that's why a new administration comes in and they make changes. I don't even know what your name is. What's going on? Welcome to the live. I'll take the less of the two evils. I'll take the first of the two evils. Oh, gosh. This lady don't have a plan, y'all. Okay, this is what we're going to do. List her plans. List in the comments what she plans on doing. Okay? We can all quote it by now because she reads from the same script. She don't divvy off the script. Okay? Lorraine says he wears his flaws for all to see while they hide theirs and blame others, including us. Absolutely. And not only that, as a Black woman, I am offended. Let me tell you, Kamala has offended me. in so many ways. First of all, you're going to be at the DNC having Meg Thee Stallion on stage twerking. Talking about if you love your body, you know who to vote for. Twerk, 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 twerk. And I'm like, how is that supposed to be me loving my body? Why would you put this woman up here? She dresses like a hooker and she has derogatory language in her music. So what are you saying, Vice President Kamala? Then you turn around and say you are going to be the first black woman president. Now, if you rewind when she was running for office the first time and when she was running for Senate, there's a video going around on YouTube, and the interviewer asked her, how does it feel to be the first Indian American woman running for Senate? She says, oh, it feels great. She never debunked at him and said, well, actually, I'm a black woman running for Senate. Because if somebody told me or said to me, how does it feel being the first white woman running for Senate? I would have been like, skirt, pause, I'm a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Now, all of a sudden, when she's running for president, she's so black. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. People have to wake up and not just be swayed by her lullaby voice. We have to make a change. We just have to do it. That's all she ever says. And then when you ask her how she going to do it on the Fox 5 interview, she was turning red. She got flustered. And then she sat up here and started getting angry. You could tell by the way she was acting with him. Yes, he was aggressive with her, but he was preparing her. If you're going to be the leader of the country, you're going to come up against people who are going to do worse than him. Are you ready to handle that type of scrutiny? No, you are not. Then she turns around. There's a lot of interviews. Look it up on YouTube. I'm telling y'all, it's a lot of interviews going around with her changing her accent. If she goes down south, I'ma cook me some collard greens. She don't sound like that regular. She regularly does not sound that way. She's been changing her tone. I don't trust her. She's really manipulative. Child. Telling y'all, this lady, boy. And I don't hate her. Let me just say that. I do not hate her. I love her with the love of the Lord, right? I don't hate her. I don't know her. But if you're asking me, would I pick her? No, because you're in office right now. So why? You've had 4 years of this under your administration. Why haven't you done some of the things that you're talking about? And then her slogan, y'all, on Fox 5, the guy said her slogan is turning the page to something new or something like that, whatever her crazy slogan is. So the guy was like, well, what are we turning the page on? Because you're in office right now. And if you're saying that Biden didn't do anything wrong and that you would continue, basically what she's saying, she's going to continue what he has been doing, what that administration has been doing. What are you turning the page to? What's going to be new? And she still couldn't answer. Y'all got to watch that interview on Fox. If y'all haven't seen it, go on YouTube, look it up. I'm telling y'all, it was bad. It was bad. It wasn't one moment in the interview where I was like, okay, she made a good point on that one. No, none of it. And then turn around and go watch the town hall meeting that JD Vance did. Now that was refreshing. He answered everyone's questions. He was lighthearted. He didn't read from the same script. He actually had talking points that he spoke on that could move our country forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, just I would love if people would do their research before they make a decision on who it is that they're going to vote and not vote with emotion. And unfortunately, a lot of African Americans vote with emotion. That's why they're sitting up here pandering to us, because they know that if the black community don't like you, then they're not going to vote for you. But if you can throw them some dances, some fear tactics, saying he going to do this and do that, throw them some money, anything, help them out financially, then they're going to say, oh, okay, well, let me vote for them and see if I can come up. But what you don't understand is that The Democrat is not in the business of helping people to come up. They want you to stay middle class and poor. That is their market, middle class and poor. So are you telling me as a black woman, I can never rise above middle class? I mean, come on. What kind of slavery, foot on the neck mentality is that? I don't receive that at all. No. No, no, no. You're not going to tell me I can never rise above a certain income per year. I could never be a business owner. And then let me tell you this. She turns around and reveals her plan, okay, to have black men vote for her. This is her plan for black men. She says she's going to forgive their loans, business loans, okay? She didn't say how. She just said she's going to do it, okay? She says she's going to do sickle cell research. Who told her that the black community is the only community, one with loans and two with sickle cell? I don't know if black men are leading that poll. I haven't done my research, but apparently that's what she thinks they need. And then she says she's going to put more apprenticeship programs in place. And then she turned around and said making weed legal or something like that. So you want to just throw us some money, test on our bodies, and make weed legal. That's what I got from it. And then when you ask her, how is this going to come about? She don't have a plan on how that's going to happen. One of the interviews when she was on 60 Minutes, he told her that economists went over her plan for the country. And her plan is going to take the country $3 trillion in debt. So we're going to go further into debt if she comes in office and starts spewing her plan. How is that going to help us? Then she claims she want to raise taxes on the billionaires or the millionaires or the wealthy, make them pay more taxes. Okay, that's cool. But can we do this, for example? What if one of those millionaires, billionaires is the owner of Walmart? Okay, we all shop at Walmart. Or let me do one better. The owner of Target. More people like Target. Okay, their taxes are raised, right? What are they about to do to offset the cost of those taxes? They're going to do what? Raise their prices, and they're going to start firing people. Why? Because their taxes are now raised. So now who gets affected in turn by her plan of raising taxes on the wealthy? We do. The middle class and the poor. Not the wealthy, because they're going to still be making their money. So in hindsight, they're still going to be making their money and we're going to pay for it. But she's not thinking about that. She's just saying they should pay. They make more money. Yes, you should pay if you make more money. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying have a strategic plan on how you want that to happen. You can't just get in office and say, I'm signing the law right now. Y'all tax about to increase by this. Soon as she does that, guess what's going to happen? Them prices going to go up. You're going to go into Target one day and try to buy a washcloth, and regular washcloth was $2 and something. Now the washcloth $6. Excuse me, y'all. Get some water. Because I could go on and on about her horrible plan. But I'm not, because I'm at home. But y'all, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. We got 3 weeks left until this election. I'm definitely going to be coming out. I might go ahead and watch the Fox interview she did and come out and get my pointers on it. I might. This is not the last you're gonna hear from me on this situation. We shall see what happens. In my heart, in my mind, I believe she's going to lose. However, I don't know. It's a close race. Donald Trump right now is leading in the polls. He's only leading by like a percent or two. So we're going to see what happens. But the state that is undecided is, I think they said Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania, or one of them said, I think it's Pennsylvania. Child, what am I talking about? It's Pennsylvania. You can tell I need to get some sleep. But Pennsylvania is undecided. So they've been in Pennsylvania campaigning to the people and everything, trying to get their votes and all of that. So we shall see what happens. However, if she gets in office, man, I think we're going to have 4 years of a roller coaster for real. And I think it's going to be quite horrible. Quite horrible. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. But anyway, y'all, I love y'all so much. I came on live the first time and my video got deleted. And I was like, the daggone video got deleted the first time I was on live. So this is the second video, but I'm going to keep this one up. I'm going to watch it back and see how it looked because my phone got hot. And so when iPhones get hot, they shut down. So hopefully it all looks right. If it don't look right, then I'm going to delete it and I'm going to get some rest. And then I'm going to come out later and we're going to talk about this thing again. So if y'all hear some of this same stuff again, I ain't trying to Kamala y'all. I just want to make sure that when I put out the content, that is dope content for y'all, okay? Lorraine, did you see her talking about how stupid young adults are? What? Well, that's why she makes those impossible promises, because she knows they weren't taught. To question. When did she say that? Hold on. I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes because I'm off, child. I ain't got to go nowhere. I'm going to just start my car so my phone can charge. I'm going to let my windows down a little bit to get some air. Hold up, Lorraine. When she say that? See, I'm telling y'all, when did she say that and where can I find it? It's probably on YouTube. It probably is YouTube, got daggone YouTube everything. Got everything on it. Do a YouTube search. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to search it. I'm going to search the YouTube search. That's why. I think for real, she think young people don't know no better. And older people don't know no better. People, and this is no shade to older adults, but I'm gonna tell you how she got them on lock because they're set in their ways. They're set in their ways. Older people, if their mom was a Democrat and their grandma was a Democrat, they gonna vote Democrat and they gonna raise their grandchildren and their children and everybody under them to be a Democrat without doing research. See, older people, they ain't got time. They ain't like, I don't want to do no research. They just gonna go with the person that they like. Right? They don't like Trump, so they're going to vote for her. So that's why when she's campaigning, she ain't campaigning to the older community, the 55 and up club or the 60 and up club or whatever. She not campaigning to them. She knows she got them on lock. Okay, so she's trying to get out here with the millennials and under. So the 40, I'm considered a millennial. I don't know when millennials stop. I'm 42, so I'm thinking millennials may end at like 43, something like that. I don't know. But she knows that she got to prove it to us. Because we the generation that's going to be like, that don't sound right. Let me Google. Let me do my research. Let me see what's up. She know with us, she got to come with her A game. And that's the problem. That's why she is lacking in the polls right now. Because we like, she keeps talking about she lowering the cost of insulin, and she keeps talking about Medicaid and all this other stuff. And we millennials are talking about, what about us? Some of us don't take insulin. What about us? We're not getting Social Security. Then she talking about giving a child tax credit. What if you don't have a child? I have an adult child. She's in college. So that counts me out from getting to the child tax credit. Then she's talking about first-time home buyers. She's going to give them $25,000 for first-time home buyers. What if you already got a house? Now what? What you going to do for them people? See, her plan doesn't include everybody, right? So make it make sense. Make it make sense. What else she said she gonna do? Because she read from the same script. If y'all notice every interview she on, she say the same thing over and over and over and over again. So much so to the point where I know what she gonna say before she says it. And it's sad. It really is sad. Like, at least J.D. Vance and Donald Trump don't say the same thing over and over and over again. They may touch on pointers and policies that they want to put in place, but it's not like hearing a broken record with them. She says the same thing over and over and over again. And guess what? The fact that people are This man in my job, boy, drives me up a wall when he talks about her. He thinks that she did an excellent job on Fox 5. I said, what were you watching? What the heck were you watching? She sucked. I'm 58 and I know I'm not alone. I'm not alone in my age that ain't buying her crap. Okay, Miss Lorraine. Now, you ain't even buying it. So she ain't got all of y'all. But them ones that's, I don't even want to say 55 and up. It's the ones that's like 60 something. 65 up, something like that. Because my grandfather is still living. He's 80. How old is my grandfather? 83, 84. And he is convinced that she can do no wrong, no matter what we tell him. So I'm going to say some of the older community, Miss Lorraine. I don't want to say you floating with the crap because you said you don't, but you ain't buying the crap. So some of the older community is really floating with her mess. And she playing in people's faces. She doing all the, she's black now. But ask her in about 10 years what her nationality is. I bet she'll forget that she was black at one point in time. Oh gosh. They even had a YouTube video going around where she says that she loves to cook collard greens. And I said, child. She says, yeah, my friends ask me every year Thanksgiving to bring the collard greens. And the way she said it just made it sound so plantation. It's sad. It's so sad that it's laughable. Like, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. We have so many other issues in the world that she doesn't even talk about. And every time they ask her about inflation, high groceries, high this, high that, everything is high. Everything. All she says is, well, you know, I understand. And I was raised by a single mother who worked really hard, and when we were in high school, she brought her first home. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? I don't want to hear your story. I want to hear a solution, lady. What's your problem? I don't care about your humdrum story back in the day. This is the present, and you are running for president. So what is it that you're going to do for people who are really struggling? You have, like, me and my husband, right? Groceries used to cost me and my husband $200. When I go to the grocery store, I used to spend $200. Now, this is no lie. I promise y'all, this is no lie. I spent $200. It was maybe 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago, when I was buying groceries for me and him, and it was $200. I went to the grocery store. I went to the grocery store 2 weeks ago. It's time for me to go again, actually. But I went to the grocery store 2 weeks ago and spent $300 something. Now, I did not increase anything extra than what we normally got. I might have got 1 or 2 things extra outside of my normal grocery list because I write down a list. I go to the store with my little notebook and I be having my list because I'm not going off the grocery list. So yeah, I had spent an additional $100 and I was just like, wait. And then when I put the food up, I stepped back and I was like, what did I buy? It's sad. We got something has got to change. Something has got to change. Rent. Let's get on rent. I live in Georgia. I don't know where you all are, but I live in Georgia, and right now we're renting a house. We want to buy a house. And however, the market is kind of going turning, but not yet. We still holding off because it's like, not yet. Really, we want to wait till after this election for real before we start really looking into the buying a house. But our rent right now for this house, it's okay, and I love the neighborhood, but you know, the landlord, she need to do some things in this house. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, the rent for this house is now $1,400. I think it went to 1600. I gotta ask my husband, but I think it's like 1600 now for a house that we're renting. And yeah. And that's on the cheaper end, because the apartment that I really want, because we want to go into an apartment and get out of this house, and then prepare everything we need for the house, and then transition to a house. Because if we're going to rent, then I'd rather be in a different area. The apartment that I want to rent, because it's just me and him, so we'll do a 1-bedroom. I went and checked out their 1-bedrooms, child. It was so small. It was like 900 square feet, and they wanted $1,800 for that apartment. I said, you guys to be kidding me. Miss Lorraine said, ask her where her black was when she sentenced that innocent black man to death. And even when he tried to show her proof of his innocence, she still wanted him to die. Teach the people, Miss Lorraine. Then this lady, and then it's another story out on YouTube if y'all want to look this up. It's about a mother in California. Now y'all know she was the prosecutor or whatever she was in California. Now when she was in that role, she signed into law a really strict truancy act. So truancy is when the parent is held accountable if the child misses a certain amount of school, right? And so I believe that a parent should be held accountable. However, it has to make sense, right? So this lady was and she was on like CNN or something like that. It was some broadcasting station that was reporting her story, right? And so the lady has a daughter. Her daughter has sickle cell. Now look at how evil this lady is, because she then turns around and says to get the black man vote, she's going to offer more sickle cell research. But anyway, so the lady's daughter has sickle cell. And sickle cell, I'm going to look it up, but I do know that it does cause you to have pains in your bodies, things like that, and it causes life to be a little harder for you, okay? So because of that, the little girl couldn't always go to school. Now, the mom presented the school with proper paperwork and documentation and her records from the hospitals and everything on what's going on with her. So the school was well aware of the little girl's sickness, okay? So one day she said she goes to drop her daughter off at school, and she comes back to the house to prepare for her day, right? She gets a knock on the door. It's the police. The police is coming to arrest her because her name is on the list for the Truancy Act, because her daughter has missed so many days of school. She tried to show the police the paperwork that the school has. She said that the school is well aware of this, that she shouldn't be getting locked up. The police officer told her that Kamala Harris just signed this strict truancy act and she has to be locked up. This lady went to jail, okay? I can't remember how long she went to jail, but she went to jail. Now, because she went to jail, she lost her job, she lost her house. Her and her daughter became homeless. They had to live in a hotel, all because of Miss Kamala's strict truancy act. And this lady's life was turned upside down. And the time that she was in jail, I'm not sure if the lady had other family. I'm pretty sure she had somebody that was there to help her take care of her daughter at this time. But that just goes to show you that this lady has no type of sympathy or empathy for people. And I'm guessing probably because she's not a mother of her own. And so she doesn't really have that heart for motherhood, but or really the heart for the people. She's saying what she has to say just to get in office. Miss Lorraine said, yeah, in New Jersey, and a 2-bedroom condo goes for girl, $2,400 to $2,700. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Child, I'm from DC, okay? And so I already know those are about to go in prices in DC as well. Hence the reason why I moved south. But when I moved south, it made sense. I moved here back in 2017, and my apartment that I had when I first moved here, that's more than my house payment. What's up, Mustang again? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I first moved to Georgia in 2017, my rent was $900 something. I had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It was a remodeled apartment. It was absolutely beautiful. I love that place. I really, really loved that apartment. That apartment now, I think, is going for like $1,500, $1,600. That same apartment, probably more than that. So Inflation is on the rise, and this cackling Kamala, I'm like, what the heck you gonna do about that, lady? And then it's crazy because people's rent is going up, their mortgage is going up, things are going up, but their pay is not going up. Now, I'm fortunate enough where I work for the government. And so since I have been at the post office, I have gotten like maybe 5 raises. And so I'm thankful and grateful for that. But a lot of people are not in my position. So you can't sit up here and tell people we just have to make it work. How are we going to make it work? Mustang said 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath. Wow. Yeah, Mustang, where are you at? Where you live at? Because what? We don't want to get in your business, Mustang, but you said the 2,400 to 2,700 is more than, oh, you're in Ohio. Oh, yeah, you're where JD Vance is from. Wow. Dang. Because me and my husband are talking about Texas. We're talking about moving because Texas got some real nice houses. He sent me some stuff on Instagram. They got some really nice real estate on some really good land. And them houses were like per month. They were talking about 1,500, 1,800, things of that nature. And so I don't know if that's accurate, but I think it depends on where you live in Texas. However, Georgia has become high. It has really become high. It has become ridiculous since I have moved here, and I'm on a double lot. Oh wow. I don't know, man. We might have to dig around in Ohio too, because it's crazy. Because that's what's going to start happening. People are not going to be able to afford to live in certain areas because it's too high, right? Yeah, one of the YouTube, I don't know who it was, but it was one of the reporters were broadcasting on YouTube, and they were talking about how San Francisco has become extremely high. And businesses have closed, and it looks like a third world country because people are getting out of Dodge because you can't afford to live there. And I feel like that's going to start being the norm around the world. People are going to start running to different states just so they can afford to live. Mr. Rain said exactly here that same condo used to be 1,500 right before COVID. Right. So she has to give the American people something that makes us believe that choosing you would be beneficial. And in my opinion, with 3 weeks left, she is not giving anything that makes me feel as if under her administration that it's going to be a better day. Right? And I'm a girl's girl. I'm a woman's woman. I am all for women empowerment. I'm all for all of that. But it has to make sense. If you are a woman that's laughing all the time and not answering questions and don't have no solutions, and you're currently in office, I don't care what nobody says. I feel like right now Biden is not physically capable of running the country. So who does it pass down to? The vice president. So she's really president right now, and she ain't even handling it right now. I think she just sat back and said, I'm just gonna wait for November, because she really feels like she has this in the bag. And I don't see how she believes that. Act quickly if you find something. Texas has some fantastic fixer-uppers. Yes, Texas is dope. The stuff my husband sent me, I said, wow, it's so high you almost want to go live off the grid. If y'all see that show, it is a show called Living Off the Grid, where people just say, screw it, I'm done with life, and they go get a tent, and they go get pots and pans, different stuff that they need, little clothes and stuff, and they just live off the grid. Now, the only problem with that is that you got to live in an area that has nice weather all year round, because you can't live off the grid like in Georgia, because Georgia has pretty decent weather, right? But it does end up getting cold here in Georgia. So you can't live off the grid in Georgia. So that ain't going to happen. But, child, Mustang says, I truly believe Obama is running the show. Ooh, that That might be true. That might be, yeah, that might be true. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if he was running the show. I would not be surprised. Because we know Joe Biden not. We know he ain't doing nothing but trying to get well. And I wish him well. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we all live long enough, we're all going to get older and go through aging issues. So that's not the point that he's aging, because that's the goal, right? For you to live and grow old and, you know, all of that. But if you are at a status where your age is affecting your job, then I feel as if you need to just step aside and just take care of yourself. And then on Fox 5, the guy that was interviewing her asked her, because she keeps on talking about Donald Trump won't present his health record. Okay, so the guy says, well, you said Donald Trump won't present his health record. He says, so when did you know, though, that Joe Biden was dealing with health issues? She turns around and says, well, I encountered Joe around the White House in the Situation Room, and he was very coherent, and he was very aware of what was going on. And I said, Kamala, stop. Ain't nobody... I don't know why she don't know how to answer a question. The man asks you, when did you know, or when were you aware of Joe Biden's health concerns? And she starts talking about he's coherent and I saw him around the Situation Room and all this. Does she even know how to answer questions? My thing is this. I think she knows exactly the answer. Like, the answer is up here. She's lying. She don't want to say it. Like, she know how many illegal immigrants that came up in here through on her dime. She know that. But she not going to say it. She not going to really come out and say it, because people would be like, oh, really? You know, and not only that, the immigrants that are coming over here, right? Do you know that they are giving them free health care? They are giving them money. I saw on, I think it was on some news outlet at work, because our TV stays overnight. It stays on the news. And immigrants, and I don't know what country they were from, but they are in Chicago. These immigrants have been here for 2 years, and they were buying their first house. I wanted to go up to the TV and just start punching. They couldn't even speak English. They needed a translator, but they had been in the U.S. for 2 years. My question is, are they even legal? Do they even have the paperwork? But these people brought their first house, and they just got here 2 years ago in Chicago, brought their first house. How the heck that happened? They don't even speak English. What job had they secured that allowed them to be able to get a house? And I be out here working my butt off, doing overtime, saving so me and my husband can come together and make our house dream happen, the American dream. And you got these people come over from another country in 2 years and they brought their first house. You have got to be kidding me. If y'all don't think something is wrong with this picture, man, I don't know what it will take. Mr. Rain says, that could be me. Solar is much better than electric companies. Yeah, but want you to believe, but Texas does have better weather. Absolutely. If I could live off the grid, I would too. Mustang says we have 1,500 Haitians here in my town, all paid for by or tax dollars. It's sad, man. It's sad. It's so sad, because the U.S. people just know that they can come to the U.S. and just be here and get all the help in the world, while we sit up here and we got to go out here and just figure it out. We ask our government for help. They be like, you're an American. Just work hard and it'll work out. And you just be like, okay. Because what can you do? What can you do? And then when we vote, they make it seem like our vote matters, and it does in a way, but I feel like sometimes it doesn't, because we really do got to pay attention to who we put in Senate. Because when they get in Capitol Hill and they start arguing over different issues and stuff, we got to pay attention to the people that's in those seats as well. And I think a lot of people get hyped up on the president and they don't pay attention to the Senate, because the Senate, they have to get votes on laws and things like that. So, excuse me. Miss Lorraine says Mustang, LOL, like he did what he should have done when he was in office. Talk about the blind leading the blind. Right. It's sad. It's sad. So I'm hoping that the US does get better. Because everything is just jacked up here. And don't get me wrong, I love my country. If y'all listening, government, I do love my country. I believe they be listening to our phones. So I love my country, don't get me wrong, but our food is jacked up. We just had a recall on meat for Listeria, for Kroger, Trader Joe's. I think Aldi had an issue with the meat. Right, Mustang? We gotta start using code words, because they like, what she say? Oh, okay. Let's make sure she kept her mouth where it's supposed to be, because we don't want to visit her house, because I know they know where I live at too. So yeah, they just had a meat recall for Listeria. You know what I'm saying? And even our vegetables and fruit isn't even great anymore. At this point, all you can do is pray over your food and eat it, because right, Mustang said, I just don't care, me either. Because what can we do? We have to eat to live. We can't just not eat, but they it's a bunch of wrong stuff going on in the U.S. We have, what they need to do is invest some money, instead of into these immigrants, into our farms. Really, we could grow our own food in the U.S. We can have better food. In the U.S., we have everything we need to be a very productive country, to be better than we are. If the powers that be would stop being greedy, and they would stop trying to preserve food on shelf life, and if we really got back to the fields and farmed or supported local farmers and farmers markets and things like that, we could have better food. We really could. Our food sucks in this country. It really does. And it's just sad. We're supposed to be the United States of America, right? How is our food crap? Because they don't care. It's just sad. Our food is crap. Our rent is high. Gas ain't as high as it's been, but it's up there. Everything freaking high. And then you got businesses where you used to probably go and get let's say, for example, your hair braiding shops, right? I used to go get my hair braided for like $150. They would braid my hair or whatever. Now I just got some hair added to my locks, because I went out of town with my husband. We went on a cruise and I didn't want to deal with my own hair, so I got some hair added. They charged me $210, and I had to buy my own hair. Even the hair shops done went up. Everybody going up and I couldn't fault them, because inflation's going up. So they got to pay their rent. So you got to charge me so that you can pay your stuff. So everybody's doing this hamster wheel of inflation and going up. And all she talking about is Trump's fault? Girl, what? Are you trying to win on that? Because at this point, anybody that's voting for you just voting off the strength that they don't like Trump, because you don't have no real solutions. You up here talking about somehow your mom was the middle class back in the day. Girl, it's 2024. Save that story for somebody else, because we don't want to hear it. Back in the day, your mom was raising you in what? Maybe the 70s? The cost of living in the 70s is not the cost of living in 2024. So I'm going to need you to get a new story, because it ain't working for the people living in 2024. That's just what I believe. Mustang says most of the food we eat or the things we put in there are illegal. It is. You wonder why? It really, really is, for real. My husband sent me something where salmon, and I love salmon, is illegal in other countries. They won't even make it. And I'm like, why is that? Salmon? You would think the salmon is healthier, right? Not in some of these other countries. She grew up in a middle class family. Right. She keeps saying that. And I don't believe. Check out Candace Owen, y'all, too, because Candace Owen is doing a story on her that she's trying to debunk her nationality because she keeps saying she's black. So Candace Owen has started doing some deep dive digging because Candace Owen said that she didn't like the way that they dragged Janet Jackson. And all Janet Jackson said was, I heard that she wasn't black. She didn't even say you're not black. She said, I heard. So because she said, I heard, the powers that be tried to drag Janet Jackson for saying she heard that she wasn't black. Miss Lorraine said in the U.S. we have tax initiatives for immigrants that we don't get. Yep, like tax exemption periods. Then look at how their houses are run. Men head of the home while they encourage U.S. women. Miss Lorraine, teach the kids, teach the people. They want women, U.S. women, to go out here and grind and slave and all of that. And these immigrant women in their countries, they sit up here and the man goes out grind and work while the woman stay at home. Yep. And they tell us we don't need a man. Y'all don't need a man. Like, the system that we have going on is sick. And it's evil. It's evil. Because y'all remember back, well, I don't remember because I wasn't born, but back during the time of possibly the 50s, maybe, that was the era where a lot of men was out at work and the woman stayed at home and she was taking care of the kids, fixing food, cleaning the house, what have you. That was the way that the family dynamic and the structure was. And now the U.S. have taken it. Feminist movement happened. The men went to war and the women had to go to work. So once that happened and women found out, they was pandering to women, saying, oh, look at the money you can make, look at the freedom you have and all that. When the men came back from war and they were dealing with PTSD and issues, and they were trying to cope with what they experienced over there, fighting that senseless war or these senseless wars, trying to say that they were protecting us, when really, if we dig, it was something deeper with that. They come back, they need the woman, and the woman is out of the house working because now the man either can't find a job because they do not protect our vets, okay? Let's just keep it 100. The man can't find a job. Now he's dealing with PTSD. Now the woman has to go out of the house. Now the kids don't have mommy. Now daddy is starting drinking. A lot of stuff happened at that time that when the feminist movement happened that tore apart the family unit, especially the African-American family. But now I don't talk about that part. And now in 2024, we're at the point where women is saying basically, I don't need a man. F you to the man. I'm going to be the woman, the man, the everything. And that's not the way that God designed for the family unit to be. But that's our government. That's what they've done to us. And then you want to turn around in 2024 and give us cackling Kamala and think just because she a Democrat and she a woman that we supposed to sit up here and try to make history again like they did with Obama. See, what she trying to do is what Obama did. She trying to sit up here and say, oh, I'll be the first black woman president. That's why you should vote for me. It is not happening. I'm sorry if y'all hear that noise, y'all. That's the man cutting the grass. I think they have HOA fee in this neighborhood, and so they paid him. So that is one thing that I do like about this neighborhood. It's very quiet. It's very suburban. I love this neighborhood, but we got to move closer in because it's too far from my job. I can't take it. But I will say the HOA, they cut everybody's grass. So you don't have to cut your own grass, which I think is dope. Yes, Miss Lorraine. See, some people think that they like to say millennials do not, some people, they be dragging millennials, Gen Alphas, and Gen Z. I'm going to say this. There are some ignorant millennials, alphas, and Gen Z. Like, the newer generations do have some issues, but there are a lot of us who are very intelligent, who know our history, who have read books, who do pay attention, and can speak with intelligence and hold a conversation. You know, but they only hop on the ones that are committing crimes and being ignorant. Mustang says that hour-long car ride turned into an hour in your car. I know, right? I know, right? I mean, the conversation we just having is just like, you know, because I don't know, man. People need to wake up, man, and do their research and really, really, really. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get out of here because I need to go take a shower and go to sleep. I'm going to say this. I just want people to make a sound decision off of research, a sound decision on what is fact, okay? Don't just vote with emotions. Don't vote with emotions. And then look at how the Democratic Party helped not during the time they made promises that they never came through with. Absolutely. I'm still waiting for Biden to forgive my student loans. Didn't he say that? Isn't that what he said? He said, I'm going to forgive the student loans. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like this. I'm like, my watch? I know my watch works, so what's going on? I'm checking emails, thinking I got an alert. Nothing. Just sad. I want some food stamps. But if I go and try to apply for food stamps, they're going to be like, you make too much money. It's because people are too lazy to do actual research. Absolutely. They take everything they hear on the news and social media as facts. Absolutely. Absolutely. All you got to do is, child, we live in a generation where you can pull up Google and just ask Google anything, and articles, my bad, y'all, articles will roll and roll and roll through the feed, and you can read for yourself and just keep digging. Because I go down a rabbit hole. When I start reading, then something else pops up and I be like, oh, what's that? What's that? What's that? Before you know it, I done jump down a rabbit hole and around the corner and all the way through Alice in Wonderland, and I done been down there. So, you know, but my people perish for a lack of knowledge. The Bible says my people perish for a lack of knowledge. And so if you don't go get the knowledge, you will perish thinking that you're making the right decision for Kamala and end up perishing. So let me roll my windows up, y'all, and get ready to get out of here. My husband probably like, what the heck is she doing out there? Ooh, child. I'm tired, child. Tired. I'm tired. But I thank y'all for joining me, y'all. This was really dope. I love the conversation. I love that we were able to respect one another, that we were able to talk. We were able to just really, you know, talk about these issues, laugh about these issues, because even no matter who wins, Trump or Kamala, I believe that God is in control and God is going to take care of us. Miss Lorraine says, please don't take this video down. You nailed this conversation. While they give illegal immigrants $1,500 a month. Absolutely. Mustang says, good conversation. Have a good day. Blessings to you and your own. Thank you so much, Mustang. I love y'all so much. If y'all have not done so already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to leave this video up. I'm going to leave it up. I know I'm going to get some comments. Boy, some people is going, because some people are mad. When you come out and you talk about cackling Kamala, let me tell you something. People get mad. And there are a lot of people that subscribe with me that, are friends of mine too, and we have not had the political conversation, but my real friends know that, you know, it doesn't matter who I'm voting for. I'm still the same OG, you know what I'm saying? I'm still Tasha. So if you love me, you love me. If you don't, you don't. But yeah, I'm not gonna take it down, but I already know I'm prepared for these comments. I probably won't see them until I wake up later on this evening, so we'll see. Yeah, they started making comments about people. I know, right, Mustang? I did a video before this, and the girl, she came in, and she was like, you fat or something she said. I don't even remember what she said. And I was just like, wow, that was very unintelligent and really off point. We weren't even talking about weight. And I was just like, I mean, listen, everybody ain't gonna be a size 6, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm sitting down, so everything crushes together. So I was like, I'm actually like 5'9", so I'm pretty tall, so I'm not as big as you think. But then it doesn't bother me because I'm like, my husband loves it, and I don't care. At 42, I've heard everything over my lifetime that you could think of. So I have very thick skin. I have very high self-esteem. So when people say stupid stuff, it don't bother me. It don't bother me. Thank you, Miss Lorraine. Love the conversation too. I did. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. I will talk to y'all later. If y'all want to know the next time I'm going to be live, I actually review the show Life After Lockup, and so I'm going to be live on Sunday. Yes, Sunday at 5 p.m. So look out for that live. I will probably drop a short when I wake up. And yeah, y'all just keep in contact with the channel because we growing over here, and I love doing my YouTube, and I love y'all so much. So y'all have a blessed day, and we'll talk later. Bye.